Man, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, man. We're back out here. Now, parents locking their kids up, shit like that. We have another one. I don't know if there's something in the air. I don't know what's been happening with these parents out here in these streets. By the way, welcome Izzy back. She's over here. Let me move her into the hello. I don't know what's going on in these streets, but we got another one, people. We have a kid who is living in like a 4x4 box with his parents. You guys probably heard about him. He's been going around the internet. He looks like some sort of like militant ex-military guy or some shit. But anyway, we're gonna jump straight into this, people, and just give you guys the rundown. This looks really interesting. Let me know if you guys want me to continue covering this story, because this one I might want to just latch onto and take it the whole way. Y'all let me know. You guys know how we do it. We do just send the stories on my Instagram. You guys already know what to do if you have any other stories as well. Let's do it.
Approximately how old were you when you came to the United States?
1.5 years old. I came here in February of 2009.
Okay. And why? How did you end up coming here?
I was adopted by Tracy and Tim Ferriter.
Okay. And you came, and then that's when you came for the first time into the United States?
Yes.
Now, today, what grade are you in?
10th.
Okay. What, in school, what kind of classes are your favorite right now?
Math and science.
Okay. What kind of math classes are you?
Yo, this man will never go bald. Do you see where his hairline is at? That shit is running into his forehead. Holy shit. The man got a strong hairline. I don't know where that came from, but that I was just like, damn, bro. That shit's growing down into his forehead. What the fuck? But you know what's funny about this? Every time there's a parent caught doing some bullshit to their kids, they always display that little face like, you wouldn't testify against me, sweetheart. You wouldn't do that. Like Zachariah Anderson. He was another guy who I'm still unsure about. He had the same look on his face.
Are you taking?
AP Calculus.
Okay. What about science?
AP Chemistry for the final arts.
Okay. And so you have that big AP test at the end of the year?
Yes.
Do you know what we're here to talk about?
Yes.
Okay. Is this something? How do you feel about having to come in here and talk about this?
Apathetic.
Okay. Do you feel nervous at all?
Not really.
Is this something you like to talk about?
No.
Do you feel relieved about talking about it?
As I said, I don't have any feelings about it.
So you kind of told us that you came to the United States when you were adopted. I want to talk about how...
So what do you guys think this shit was? That he was just going to be their little work slave or something? Like we adopt this kid, we put him in a 4x4 room, and he does whatever we say? That shit is crazy to me, bro. And how exactly did they expect to keep that up is my question.
Who was in your family when you were younger? Okay. You said Tim and Tracy Ferriter were your parents?
Yes.
Did you have any siblings when you were younger?
Yes.
Tell us who your... Okay. Where do you fall in the age range of your siblings?
Second oldest. Twice.
Twice. When was the first time?
When I was first adopted until years not applicable because he's not in school yet.
Approximately when you moved to Arizona.
I just finished 3rd grade.
Okay, so you're in Arizona. You were in Florida until the 3rd grade.
Yes.
And then in the 3rd grade is when you first were in Arizona.
Yes.
How long did you stay in Arizona for?
I stayed in Arizona for about 4 years.
Okay.
Until halfway through 8th grade.
Okay. So Arizona is 3rd grade through halfway through the 8th grade year.
Yes.
Okay. And so the first time you were in Florida, you were real young, like small elementary school age.
Repeat the question.
Is it fair to say that the first time you were in Florida, you were very young? It was young elementary school age.
Yes.
And then Arizona was elementary school and the very beginning of middle school.
I was there until my middle year of 8th grade.
Until the middle of 8th grade. And then you moved back to Florida.
Yes.
And so when you moved to Florida the second time, you're in the middle of 8th grade. How old were you? It's about 14 years old, seem right?
Yes.
Now, when you moved back to Florida, what time of year was that?
Somewhere in December.
Okay. So somewhere in December of the middle of your 8th grade year.
When I moved to Florida?
When you moved to Florida the second time.
Yes.
And where in Florida, like which town did you move to?
I moved to Jupiter. We also had 2 living rooms and a backyard.
What did I tell you guys? They live in Arizona, bro. Arizona, they be doing some weird shit in Arizona. I'm not gonna lie. That whole little area of the country, I feel like, is just some weird shit happening. But anyway, now they're describing pretty much how the house was and whose rooms are whose. So let's get into that.
Okay. Tell us who had the bedrooms? Who had what bedroom?
Fiona had a bedroom. Nola had a bedroom. And Tim and Tracy had a room together.
Okay. I want to talk to you for a second about something that's already been entered into evidence and see if you recognize or we can talk about some of these photographs, okay?
Okay.
Permission to approach, Your Honor, what's already been entered into evidence as states 3A through C.
Granted.
Okay, so I'm showing you this is already in evidence. The jury's already seen it. States 3A through C. Do you recognize what room we're looking at?
Yes.
Which room is that? Now, in these pictures, there's like some mattresses on the floor in Pierce's room. Is that what it was like when you were living there?
No.
Were those mattresses on there?
No.
In the floor? Do you know where those mattresses were?
That mattress was in either, if it's an inflatable mattress, it was in storage or in my room. If it was an actual mattress, it would come from my room.
Now, you mentioned that there was. Thank you. You mentioned.
They're cutting a lot of shit out. Like, damn.
Yours had the office.
Yes.
Where did you sleep?
I slept in an 8x8 room in the garage.
Okay. Was that?
That's crazy. So everybody has rooms, and they put him in an 8x8. Sorry, it wasn't a 4x4. It was an 8x8 room in the garage. What the fuck?
Room built into the garage?
It was built inside the garage.
Inside the garage?
Yes.
Who built that? Or who had it built?
Timothy hired a contractor to build it in December of 2021.
Okay, and how do you know that?
Because I was kept in their closet and I overheard the conversation of them having to build it.
Okay. Now, I'm going to approach
Wait.
something.
He was kept in their closet. See, this is why I hate that they're redacting shit because, oh no, they said Tim and Tracy had a room together. Fiona had a room. Such and such had a room, and then redacted. They don't say anything. So we don't hear about what his room situation was like, but I'm assuming he didn't have one, which is wild to me. What the, my boy said he was kept in their closet. Like, I still understand, like, how that happens. Like,
now, I'm going to approach something that has been entered into evidence already as states 9. Okay?
You may approach. And you can approach freely.
I'm showing you what's already been entered into evidence as states 9. What does that show?
This shows the room.
So is this a picture of the garage kind
Yeah.
of from the outside?
Yes.
And then in there, can you see the back wall of the room?
Yes.
Is that the room that you're talking about that you stayed in the defendant's home in Jupiter?
Yes.
I want to talk about what it was like in that room. You said it was about 8x8.
Yes.
Did it have a concrete floor, or what was the floor like?
So the floor was concrete, but I used these little 16 by 16 inch mats of carpet to put down on the floor, so it wasn't so hard.
Okay, so it had a concrete floor, but on top there was a carpet laid on top of it.
Yes.
What kind of furniture did you have in that room?
I had a desk and a bed.
Did the bed have a bed frame, or what was it like?
It's like, I don't know. Look, they had an AC vent in there too. If you look on the left right there, 8x8 enclosure, look in family's garage, doorbell cam and ceiling above bed. What the fuck? This is like some real experimental shit right there. At least my boy was chilling. He had the little AC unit, but jeez. I don't know, bro. I feel like, but why? What's the reason for this? That's what I'm trying to find out. Bro looks militant as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like he'll take 3-4 drinks and start beating his kids. I ain't gonna lie to you. He looks like he'll throw the backhand into your face. So maybe he was just abusive, power hungry. I don't know. But that's some crazy shit. In the garage?
Like,
The bed had no frame, had no box spring. It was just a mattress on the floor.
Oh, it wasn't a bed, it was a
and
mattress.
on the floor. What size of mattress was it?
Size of the mattress was a twin size.
Now, did the room have any windows or any outside light?
No, it only had an air conditioner.
Okay, let's talk about that air
My
conditioner.
boy pointed out the air conditioner. Okay, so no windows. I mean, why would we put windows? You're in the garage. What are you going to go look at? The cars?
For a second, were you allowed to touch or operate the air conditioner?
No,
Were you allowed to turn it on if you were hot or turn it off if you were too cold?
no,
Would you get in trouble if you touched the air conditioner at all?
yes,
And who did that direction come from?
Tim.
Did the room have any lights?
It had a light, but it was controlled outside the room.
Okay, so if
And there it is. Look at the picture right there. There's a light switch and the wire that goes up to the lights and all that shit. And there's the control outside. Man, I would have busted through that shit. So, nah, but see, I'm 14. I have to think in my 14-year-old brain. But that's crazy. No interior light switch, exterior lock only, no knob on the inside. If I was that contractor, I'd be like, are you like a kidnapper, sir? I don't feel comfortable about this. Like, whoa. And what about the other kids? Are they going to get indoctrinated to the box too? Like, what? They're weird. This dude is a weirdo.
you wanted to turn on the light, is that something that you could do when you were inside the room?
No,
Did you have any control over when the lights were on or when the lights were off? Who controlled that?
my parents, Tim or Tracy.
Okay. Were there times that you were in the room in the dark?
Yes,
Is that at night sometimes?
yes, and also during the day.
Okay, so there were periods of time during the day where you would be there in the dark, in the room.
Yes,
What was it like in the room when the lights were off?
it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything.
Would you have to feel your way around to
Yes.
see what's going on?
My boy, he seems like a smart ass too. That's probably why he got put in the box. I'm not gonna lie. He was like, it was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. Crazy, bro. And he got a contractor to do it, so you know it's sealed. So you know you're not getting any cracks of light, or you know just a little something. Nah, that bitch is sealed.
Now, did the room have a bathroom or access to the bathroom?
It had a bucket for my urine and feces, but that was basically it.
Okay.
I like how he's so chill about it too. I mean, I had a bucket for my urine and feces, but that was it. You know, just normal shit. But the more nonchalant he is about it, the graver it is, I feel like. Because, like, if he's used to this, that means they've been doing this shit to him, you know? Problem child. No problem. Throw him in the 8x8. The 8x8 it'll sort them out. Turn off the lights, too, at midday. That'll sort them out. Mental
So
health.
if you were in the room and you were closed in there and you had to use the bathroom, what was your only option?
Use the bucket.
Now I want to talk about the time frame in Florida. While you were in there, were there times where you were locked in the room, unable to leave, and had to use the bathroom?
Yes.
And did you use the bucket in the corner of the room in order to relieve yourself?
Yes.
Now in Florida, did you ever have to use that bucket for feces?
No.
But did you have to use it to urinate?
Yes.
What about previously? We'll talk about it a little bit more depth. When you were in Arizona, did you ever have to use the bucket for Arizona for feces?
Yes.
Did you have to use it for urine?
Yes.
Because you had to urinate in the room on occasion. How was did the room smell at all?
Yes.
How did it smell? I mean, was it bad?
Putrid. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. I was just like, oh, he just had to take a piss in the bucket. Probably had to poop in the bucket. No, you're in the 8x8. Oh my goodness, this is not. Wow. No, they're really starting to paint a picture here. They're really. We get it, guys. You're painting a good picture. Jeez.
Was there a camera in the room?
Yes.
And what was your understanding of what was happening with the camera?
So the camera was a Ring camera. It had two-way communication, but the communication from the person viewing the camera to the person that is being supervised by the camera was separated by the click of a button on the phone or any device you can to watch the video.
So the person outside the room watching on the Ring camera could talk to you inside the room?
Yes, by the click of a button.
So they would have to click on something in order to hear them. And they could also potentially hear what you would say.
Yes.
Were there times that the defendants in this case, Tim and Tracy Ferriter, were there times that they spoke to you only through the camera?
Yes.
Now, we talked a little bit about the room, but tell me about the door. How was the room? Could you come and go from that room as you pleased?
No.
Tell me how it was.
So, the door in Florida?
In Florida.
All right, the door in Florida of December of 2021.
To January of 2022, yes.
Yes. It had a normal lock on the handle and a deadbolt also.
Okay. Which side of the door was the normal lock on the handle?
The outside of the room.
Okay.
So they've been doing this to him. This is like a whole routine. Like, he doesn't have no lock, no say over anything. And the way he talks about it is just like, yeah, that's just how I was living life. Oh, yeah, it's putrid. It kind of stank, That means he's used to it, bro. This guy needs to go to jail for the longest possible. That little starstruck face, like, that face ain't gonna get you nowhere with your old ass, with your grown ass. Like, how do you still make decisions like this? This man is in his 40s making these like, why are you putting him in an 8x8, bro? First of all, that's just screaming jail and child protective services. And secondly, like, do you hate him? Give him up for adoption or some shit if you hate him. Like, what is going on? It doesn't even seem like they're gaining. And what's sad, I feel like, is the court's not really going to look for motive. They're just looking for conviction. I want to know why he's just doing that. I don't see any gain from this other than I have power over you. Let's continue. Look at the priest back there smirking at him. Jeez.
Okay. And what about the deadbolt?
Also outside the room.
So when you were inside the room, were you able to open the door if it was locked?
No.
Okay. Did that happen? Were you locked inside of the room?
Yes.
Was that most of the time you were in the room it was locked?
Yes.
Now, when you were in the room, did you always, were you always given access to water when you were locked inside the room?
I received water occasionally, but not at a regular basis.
Okay, so there are times when you're given a cup or a water bottle to have in the room.
Yes.
But there are also occasions when you're locked inside the room without anything to drink.
Yes.
Okay. And what about food? Did you ever eat any of your meals in the room?
I ate a majority of my meals in the room.
If you were in the room and you didn't have any food at that time and you were hungry, did you have the ability to get additional food?
No.
Is that something?
Imagine eating your food in your dark room. All I think of is it's dark now. I don't even think the lights are on like that because I feel like that's just something he would do. He would turn the lights off because he's a dick. I mean, look at his mugshot above me right here. Like, look at his mugshot. Like, man, look, that strong chin. You just want to smack the chin off him. Anyway, What was I even saying, bro? Yeah, imagine getting your food, your plate. You've been starving, but at the same time, there's a big deuce in the bucket 2 feet away from you. And the whole room smells like the shit that you just dropped. Man, that must be that's a hell of an existence right there. That's a hellful existence. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he needs to get more than 35 years, bro. Like, this, bro needs to get a lot. This, nah, bro. This, it's unacceptable. That type of shit is unacceptable, bro.
You were allowed to do to go in the kitchen and get a snack or get additional food if you were hungry?
No.
If you did that, what would happen?
I would get.
Did you get punished?
Yes.
Ronan, did you like being in that room?
No.
Did you want to be in the room?
No.
How did it make you feel?
Like shit.
To me, being locked in a room, it's dehumanizing. It's almost as bad as genocide. It's saddening to abuse a child.
I like how he's trying to use big words: genocide, saddening, apathy. How he's 14, I don't know, but yeah, you could tell he's a smart ass. So I'm sure he was the one telling them hell, like, you know, he was on them, and they're like, guess what? You're going into 8x8. Problem solved. I don't know how they saw that as a solved problem, because guess what? After 14 comes 15. After 15 comes 16. And guess what? After 16 comes 17. Over them years, bro, he's about to stomp through the fucking doors. Like, that's not going to hold him back. You put me in an 8x8. I might be skinny. Trust me, I'm getting out of the 8x8, bro. You got me fucked up. Nah.
Child that was just acting like a child. Never thinking of what an adult would think to do to a child that would succumb his or her efforts in daily life to succeed. Suffering from emotional pain, suffering, trauma.
So, were you, did you have a choice about whether or not to go in that room? Like, were you forced
Yes.
by Tim and Tracy Ferriter to go into the room?
Yes.
If you resisted or, didn't follow their directions, what would happen?
I would be put in the room by physical force.
I'm trying to know if they beat him. I'm trying to know if they were beating them around. You know what I mean? Because he keeps saying, "Oh, I was punished. Oh, I was put in the room by physical force." Oh, bro, tell us what's up. Tell us what's up. Did they beat you up? Because we could tack on another 10. Let's go. Like, we're trying to put years on our boy right now. We're trying to put mileage on him. He's gonna have to go and join the fucking the white guys in prison and fucking survive, because now he can't even join the white gangs because nobody's gonna nobody's gonna fuck with him. He's gonna be the outsider. He might have to go to PC. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, put some years on him in that prison, bro.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about, so the period that we're really talking about here is about a 5 or 6 week period in December 2021 to January, the end of January 2022, right? So I want to talk about what the majority of your life was like in that room in Florida. And just so we're clear, when you moved from Arizona, was the room there and ready for you?
Yes.
So you never stayed anywhere else in the house?
No, the room was not ready for me in Arizona, but it was ready for me in Florida.
In Florida, I'm so sorry. When you came from Arizona to Florida, the room had already been finished being specially constructed for you?
Yes.
Okay. Now.
Oh, wait. Okay. You guys let me know in the comments. I might be tripping. Is it Arizona or Florida? But all I know is he was in a box in both of them. That shit is crazy. What is going on? And this shit was already prepared for him. It's like, all right, little nigga, boom, you're up in there. Let's go. You're locked up. Like, they must have hated him, bro. Like, what was the point of that? I don't know.
Now, I want to talk about kind of what your typical school day was like during that time period.
I'm stupid as hell. It says way on the top, Florida versus Timothy. Yeah. It happened in Florida, guys. My bad.
Right. Typically, just on average, what time of the day would you be woken up?
I'd be woken up around 6:30 to 7 o'clock.
And how would you be woken up? Like, how would it be wake up time? Did you have an alarm clock? Would you naturally wake up? How would that happen?
Tim and Tracy would unlock my door.
Okay, so someone would come in?
Yes.
Would your lights have been off and you be in the dark
Yes.
before that? At that point, would you be given the opportunity to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
If you had to use the bucket at that point, or sometime during the previous night, what would happen?
I would dump it into the bushes behind the house.
Did you bury it too? This is barbaric, bro. Next level. This is some next level shit. Imagine doing this in the U.S. too, because you would probably see some shit like this happen in a more third world country, but you're doing this shit in the U.S. of A. Don't let them catch you like they caught this guy. Man.
Now,
They'll put you
you
down
said that you
forever.
would wake up sometimes between 6, they would wake you up on average between 6 and 7 in the morning.
Yes.
You would get to go to the bathroom. What would happen when you were done going to the bathroom?
I would be put back in my room or doing household chores around the house.
When you were put back into the room, would you be locked in?
Yes.
And at this point, would you get dressed for school?
Yes.
Where were your clothes kept?
Outside the room.
And so when we say outside the room, like in the garage,
Yes.
would you get breakfast?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay. So were there times, some of those days, that they didn't give you breakfast?
Yes.
But were there also lots of days where they did, in fact, give you breakfast?
It wasn't a lot. It was probably 50-50.
Okay. When you would get breakfast, would that be out in the kitchen with the rest of the family, or where would it be?
It would be either outside or in my room.
Okay. And when you say outside, you mean outside the house?
Yes.
What?
When it was in the
What?
room, what typical...
Wait. What? I thought he meant like outside of the room, outside of the house. Oh, they hated the little bro. He must have just existed the wrong way, and they were like, "Oh no, fuck that kid." Like, I don't understand that. How does he eat outside? And then this guy keeps the same sad little face. Oh my God. Like, bro, what is wrong with you? Even the mugshot. I didn't do this. Nah, bro. Somebody needs to fuck him up in jail. I'm not lying. I don't condone the violence. I'm just saying, if it were to happen, I would be really cool with that. I'd be fine with it, you know? Shit's crazy. You let him eat outside of the house. That's crazy.
typically would you get for breakfast?
Peanut butter and bread. And
Nah. Nah. I guess peanut butter is protein. You didn't even give them the eggs, bro.
Something.
Okay, a fruit like something like a banana?
Yes.
And so when you say peanut butter and bread, do you mean just like peanut butter on 2 slices of bread?
Yes.
And those would be brought into your room?
Yes.
And you would have it in the room?
Yes.
Would that be the breakfast almost every day? Or would there be variation?
I'll be the same breakfast every single day.
Oh, he was shitting
Now-
water.
What would you, while you're eating breakfast
No, don't make that face. Look at his face. Look at him.
Every single day.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm innocent. Oh,
Now-
I guess I'm just gonna...
what would you,
I'm a frown. He's lying on me. No, he's not lying. Kids don't, bro. The way he's answering, bro, this is point blank period. I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm trying to get this stuff over with so I could go to my other... He already understands that nobody, like, that the world is fucked up, you know? So he's like, let me get this over with. Let me go to the new foster house and let me focus on the plan to escape and be by myself. I know that's what's in his head. He don't fuck with nobody anymore, bro. Just put me in another place that won't lock me in a room and let me turn 18. I'm pretty sure that's what's on his mind at this point.
while you're eating breakfast in the room, would you have to have anything to do in the room, or what would be happening before you go to school?
I had a sleeve of books and textbooks, but that's all I had.
Okay. Would there sometimes you do homework in the morning?
Yes.
What time approximately, so would you be in the room from the time you got let out at 6 and 7 in the morning until it was time to leave for school?
Yes.
What time approximately do you leave for school?
9 o'clock.
And then you get to school?
Yes.
And school's pretty close, right?
Yes.
And so you did, in fact, attend Independence Middle School while you were here in Jupiter, Florida.
Yes.
Now, at school, would you get lunch?
Nah, I brought.
What I'm trying to figure out is why didn't he tell all his friends about this shit? Believe me or not, I'm telling somebody. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why wasn't he telling his little homies, his little compadres and shit? You know what I mean? Like, yo, my parents are nut jobs. Like, even when I was going to high school, I'd hear some crazy shit about my friends, but like never. Trust me, not to that extent. Just like family drama, right? It's just natural to hear about family drama, right? Why didn't he tell anybody?
I brought lunch.
Who made that lunch?
Tracy.
And what would be in that lunch?
A a plain peanut butter sandwich. Either some sort of chips and a fruit.
Would you be allowed to, if you wanted to buy extra snacks at school?
No.
Were you allowed to have any more snacks than what was given to you in your lunch?
No.
Were you allowed to buy a school lunch?
No.
He still did, though.
Did you
Somehow.
want snacks?
Yes.
Did the other kids at school have snacks?
Yes.
Okay, all right. First and foremost, giving your kid lunch and not giving them money to buy lunch is your choice. That's not, you can't go to jail for that. But I like how they're painting the picture, though. She was like, did the other kids have snacks? Yeah, they all did, and I was just the poor 8x8 kid who didn't have no snacks. She's plastering it on hard. I'm not gonna lie, though. She's doing her job very well. Prosecution's going hard. There, honestly, with all the evidence, with this witness, what do you say? What does the defense say? It's like, bro, just take this L. Go behind for that quick 30. It's just a quick 30, bro. You're fine. You'll be out when you're like 70. You could do shit. Like, just do that quick 30 real fast, bro. Take that L.
Is that something that was kind of hard for you? That to see other kids getting snacks and not being able to have them?
Yes.
Now, what time approximately would school be over?
3 o'clock.
And what time would you get home from school?
3:15.
Around 3:30.
And then when you would get home from school on most days, what would happen?
I'd be put back into my room.
And when you say
Immediately?
put back into the room, are you locked in the room?
Yes.
He immediately, you can't even vibe out in the house, talk to little sister boo, talk to like, like touch the internet for a little bit, something, play some football. I don't know, dog. That shit is barbaric. They hated him. I keep saying that, but it's like, what else? What was the gain? He wasn't even doing like child labor or anything. Like he was just fucking being locked up, like just extra storage that you had to throw a peanut butter sandwich at every once in a while. Make sure it's alive, Shit.
And would you have been allowed to leave the room during that time?
Would
Would you be allowed, or did I confuse you?
Yeah.
Did you have the choice if you wanted to say sit in the living room and watch TV after school? Is that something that you could do?
No.
Could you be in the house? In the main house?
No.
Now, so you get back around 3:30, and then how long do you stay in the room in the afternoon?
The rest of
On most days until 7 o'clock or dinner time.
Okay. Would you eat dinner in the room or with the family?
In the room.
And are there some times on occasion that you would be allowed to eat dinner with the family?
Yes.
Most of the time, though, where were you eating dinner?
In my room.
I like how he keeps saying Tim and Tracy because he has a firm understanding that these are not his parents and these are not his friends. My boy, you're on your own. You know what I mean? You're on your own, and I'm glad you know it because that way he'll be strong and he'll be good because it's crazy, bro. Consistently calling them Tim and Tracy because guess what? That's all the fuck they are. Tim over there, the crazy man, and Tracy, the crazy bitch who got me locked up with Tim. Tim and Tracy, baby. The two. Like, what is going on right now?
And then throughout the night, are you locked in the room?
Yes.
Now, when the defendant would go to bed, what happens with the lights?
The lights were off or on.
Now, in the room, I want to talk about we talked about what furniture you had. At some points during this time frame, did you have other things in the room?
Well, I had my small selection of toys and just books.
Okay, so books, toys, some
Yes.
toys. At some point, did some of those items get taken out of the room?
Yes.
And then you said that you had books and toys. Was there a point where you only had books?
Yes.
Did those books eventually, some of them get taken away?
Yes.
And how many books were you kind of left with?
Like 2 or 3 textbooks.
Oh, shit.
Were you allowed to have electronics in the room?
No.
Go ahead.
Raise that. The only electronic allowed in my room was my school computer.
Were you allowed to have it in with you at all times?
No.
Just when you were doing schoolwork?
Yes.
When you had your school computer, were you allowed to play computer games on it at all ever?
No.
Is that something that a lot of middle school kids do?
Yes.
Is that something that kids would talk about doing at school?
Yes.
Did you want to play games on your computer?
Yes.
Okay, again, that's not a crime. But yeah, she's painting that picture real thick for y'all. Crazy shit right here. Bro needs to go back. He needs to get life, to be honest. This shit is crazy. The fact that he has a chance of getting out, possibly, maybe good behavior, he'll get less time. It's like, ew, bro. Like, nah, this is like some real psychological messing up of somebody. Like, he really went hard on the psychological trauma on this kid. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it real. But anyways, people, that was pretty much the breakdown of the of his son. Can't see him. Wish I could see him, but you can tell he's very smart, extremely smart. And it just sucks that he had to go through this. But guess what, man? This kid is gonna be really rich. I promise you. He's gonna figure something out in his life. I promise you. I'm telling you, bro. He's too smart and too aware of what's actually happening right now. You know what I mean? Too aware. He's going to figure some shit out. He already knows he's on his own. That's step number 1. He's super on his own. He doesn't even have a support system. So that's good. He understands that. Shout out to those with a support system. But I'm telling you, he's going to figure some shit out, man. But anyways, people, I love you guys, man. I hope you guys have a great, beautiful last week. We're going live later on tonight. So tap in. You already know what time it is. Until the next one, people, stay inside. Stay safe. I love y'all. I'm out of here.